Hollywood is shrinking right before our eyes, and it's not because of discipline, balance, or long-term health. It's because of a so-called miracle drug that's turning some of the world's biggest celebrities into unrecognizable shadows of themselves. In 2025, red carpets are filled with hollow cheeks, sunken eyes, and fragile bodies, all rebranded as glow-ups. But behind the applause is something far more disturbing. Tonight, we expose the most shocking Ozempic-style transformations of 2025, where fame, fear, and pharmaceutical shortcuts collide. These stories aren't about success. They're about pressure. They're about survival in an industry that rewards shrinking more than truth. And they force us to ask a hard question. Is this self-improvement or slow self-destruction? If you care about honesty beyond headlines, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Secrets of Black Star, and we're about to reveal what Hollywood desperately wants you not to see.
Lizzo, when body positivity collides with survival. Lizzo once stood as the unapologetic face of body positivity. She didn't just talk about self-love, she embodied it. On stage, she celebrated curves in an industry obsessed with shrinking women, telling millions they were worthy exactly as they were. For a moment, the world believed change had arrived. But in late 2024 and early 2025, that image cracked. When photos surfaced showing Lizzo dramatically slimmer, the internet didn't applaud, it froze. Hollow cheeks, reduced muscle tone, and a fragile frame sparked immediate concern. Insiders claimed her record label applied pressure as sales cooled and executives pushed for a more marketable image. Shortly after a series of closed-door meetings, Lizzo vanished from social media, only to return unrecognizable. Behind the scenes, staff reportedly noticed mood swings, exhaustion, and emotional breakdowns before performances. Health experts pointed to signs commonly associated with pharmaceutical weight loss. The backlash was brutal. Critics called her a hypocrite. Supporters begged for empathy. And Lizzo herself quietly admitted, "Sometimes I don't even recognize myself." This isn't just about weight, it's about identity. Did Lizzo betray a movement, or did Hollywood finally break her? What her transformation reflects isn't just her struggle, it reflects all of ours.
Chelsea Handler. Honesty became the scandal. Chelsea Handler was never afraid to say what Hollywood wouldn't. She built her career on blunt honesty, calling out hypocrisy with humor and fearlessness. But in 2025, she said something no one expected. She openly admitted she used Ozempic-style weight loss medication, and that confession shattered the fantasy surrounding celebrity glow-ups. Chelsea revealed the drug was casually prescribed by an anti-aging doctor with little explanation of risks. Within weeks, her body revolted. Severe nausea, violent digestive issues, extreme fatigue, and emotional instability derailed her life. She canceled performances because she couldn't stand for long. Hospital visits followed. Even after quitting, the damage lingered. Months of pain, exhaustion, and mental fog. "This wasn't a glow-up," she said. "It felt like I was poisoning myself for vanity." Her honesty turned her into Hollywood's loudest warning. Chelsea exposed an industry handing out powerful drugs like candy, prioritizing camera readiness over long-term health. In an ecosystem built on illusion, truth became her rebellion. Chelsea didn't just lose weight in 2025, she lost the lie and forced Hollywood to face it.
John Goodman was never supposed to be part of the story. For decades, he was Hollywood's gentle giant, beloved not for his body, but for his warmth, talent, and authenticity. Audiences loved him exactly as he was. But in 2025, when John appeared on the red carpet shockingly thin, the reaction was silence, followed by concern. His cheeks looked hollow, his frame fragile, his energy subdued. Fans struggled to recognize him. Insiders whispered that after losing roles to younger, slimmer actors, Goodman faced quiet but brutal pressure to modernize his image. Despite a lifetime of respect, even legends weren't safe from Hollywood's obsession with thinness.
Health experts pointed to warning signs linked to rapid pharmaceutical weight loss, muscle loss, facial collapse, physical frailty. Friends allegedly staged interventions after reports of emergency hospital visits tied to complications. John never confirmed the rumors, but fear spread anyway. This wasn't vanity, it was survival. John Goodman didn't chase beauty standards. Hollywood dragged him into them. And now, fans aren't applauding his transformation. They are begging him to stop before the cost becomes irreversible.
Katy Perry, confidence under silent pressure. Katy Perry once lit up Hollywood like a firework. Bold, colorful, unstoppable. Her music celebrated self-confidence, individuality, and fearless expression. But in 2025, fans noticed a troubling change. Her cheeks appeared sunken, her body noticeably thinner, her once vibrant energy strangely muted. Something was wrong. At red carpet events, stylists worked overtime to hide facial hollowness and fatigue. Insiders from private appearances claimed Katy needed frequent breaks, sometimes even assistance after long events. Speculation grew louder. Stress, illness, or another victim of Hollywood's OZEMPIC obsession. Katy never confirmed anything. Her silence only deepened concern. Medical experts analyzing the timeline pointed out signs consistent with rapid pharmaceutical weight loss, loss of facial fat, thinning arms, visible exhaustion. Behind the scenes, colleagues reportedly noticed mood shifts and emotional withdrawal. What made her transformation especially painful was the contradiction. The artist who told millions to embrace themselves now looked like she was barely holding together. Katy Perry's story isn't just about weight. It's about what happens when even empowered women are quietly forced to shrink to survive an industry that punishes aging and celebrates disappearance. James Corden, when relatability cracked. James Corden built his career on being relatable. He wasn't the Hollywood heartthrob or fitness icon. He was the everyman, funny, self-aware, and unapologetically imperfect. That honesty made audiences trust him. But in late 2024 and throughout 2025, that trust began to crumble. James reappeared drastically slimmer. His face looked hollow, his skin looser, his energy noticeably low. The transformation happened fast, too fast. Corden claimed it was simply walking more and eating less, but medical professionals called the timeline unrealistic. Behind the scenes, staff from his final season reportedly noticed constant exhaustion. Long shoots became impossible, segments were shortened, breaks increased. Fans started asking uncomfortable questions. Why the long social media gaps? Why the dramatic change followed by visible fatigue? Whispers of Ozempic-style assistance spread quickly, and the backlash wasn't just about weight loss. It was about honesty. If James built his brand on being real, why not tell the full truth? What makes his transformation shocking isn't just the physical change, it's what it did to his reputation. James Corden didn't only lose weight in 2025. He lost credibility, and once trust breaks, it's hard to remake. Mindy Kaling was once Hollywood's proof that talent mattered more than size. She owned her curves, joked about imperfections, and shattered stereotypes while writing, producing, and starring in hit projects. Confidence was her signature. But in 2024 and 2025, that confidence appeared to vanish. Mindy returned to the spotlight strikingly thinner. Her jawline sharpened, her cheeks hollowed, and her signature softness disappeared almost overnight. Fans were stunned. She credited healthier habits, but doctors pointed out what everyone suspected. The speed didn't match natural weight loss. Insiders claimed her transformation aligned with intense pressure from a high-profile project known for strict beauty standards. Behind the scenes, colleagues noticed disturbing changes. Mindy became hyper-focused on appearance, withdrawn in interviews, and cautious with humor that once defined her. The woman who mocked perfectionism now seemed consumed by it. Her jokes about body image quietly disappeared. Fans were divided. Some praised her discipline, others mourned what was lost. Because Mindy didn't just lose weight.
She lost a voice that told millions they didn't need to shrink to succeed. And that loss may be the most painful transformation of all. Rebel Wilson, when empowerment became a brand. Rebel Wilson's year of health was supposed to inspire the world. She shared workouts, spoke about discipline, and promised her transformation came from hard work, balance, and self-love. Fans believed her. Brands invested. Millions followed. But by 2025, cracks began to show. Medical experts reviewing her transformation timeline noticed something impossible: the speed. Insiders, allegedly tied to her medical circle, claimed Rebel used OZEMPIC-style weight loss drugs, despite publicly denying it. Suddenly, what looked like empowerment started resembling deception. The damage worsened when fans realized she monetized the journey, selling plans and inspiration based on a natural story. Reports from colleagues grew darker. Personality changes, mood swings, anxiety, obsession with mirrors and numbers. Rebel Wilson didn't just reshape her body, she reshaped her identity to fit Hollywood's expectations. Ironically, as she lost weight, more serious roles arrived, proving the brutal truth she once challenged. Was she dishonest or pushed into survival mode? Rebel Wilson's transformation isn't just about weight loss. It's about how Hollywood rewards conformity and punishes authenticity. What began as empowerment may ultimately stand as a cautionary tale about how easily inspiration can be swallowed by pressure. Jonah Hill, trapped in the cycle. Jonah Hill has always been Hollywood's most visible example of body insecurity. From early comedies to award-nominated dramas, his weight was constantly part of the conversation, often used as a punchline he didn't ask for. Over the years, Jonah spoke openly about anxiety, therapy, and the emotional damage of being judged by his body. But in 2025, his transformation crossed a troubling line. He appeared thinner than ever before. His face looked gaunt, his skin tight, his energy drained. Fans noticed the familiar pattern again: weight gain, disappearance, then a dramatic return that seemed physically unsustainable. Medical experts warned that extreme yo-yo transformations like this can permanently damage metabolism, the heart, and mental health. Insiders claim Jonah constantly monitors his appearance, avoids cameras, and struggles with emotional stability. Long social media gaps and carefully curated images only deepened concern. Some believe Ozempic-style drugs may be part of these repeated cycles, used whenever career pressure spikes. What makes Jonah's story heartbreaking isn't the weight loss. It's the identity erosion. He once proved talent mattered more than appearance. Now he seems trapped by the same standards that hurt him, shrinking himself to survive a system that never stopped judging.
Scott Disick, fame's emotional fallout. Scott Disick was once reality television's charismatic wildcard. On Keeping Up with the Kardashians, he stole scenes with sharp humor, confidence, and a larger-than-life personality. But in 2025, fans barely recognized him. His face appeared sunken, his body alarmingly thin, his presence subdued. The transformation sparked panic rather than praise. According to insiders close to the Kardashian circle, Scott's weight loss happened rapidly as pressure mounted to stay camera-ready in an ever-evolving media empire. Aging publicly in reality TV is brutal, and sources say Scott feared becoming irrelevant. Ozempic-style drugs were allegedly used not for vanity, but out of desperation to keep up. Family members reportedly grew concerned, staging interventions that led nowhere. Makeup artists relied heavily on contouring and filters to mask his gaunt appearance. More alarming were the behavioral changes. Scott grew withdrawn, anxious, and isolated, skipping events he once dominated. What makes his transformation so disturbing isn't just the physical decay, it's the emotional collapse behind it. Fame once gave Scott identity and purpose. Now it appears to be draining him. In Hollywood, relevance is currency, and Scott Disick's story shows what happens when someone spends their health trying to buy more time.
Hollywood loves to sell perfection. perfect bodies, perfect timelines, perfect glow-ups that promise happiness if you just shrink enough. But after seeing these stories, from icons like Lizzo and Oprah to legends like John Goodman and voices like Amy Schumer, it's clear this isn't about discipline or health, it's about pressure. Relentless, unforgiving pressure that rewards disappearance and punishes authenticity. These celebrities didn't fail. This system did. An industry that hands out powerful drugs like shortcuts, celebrates rapid transformation, and ignores long-term damage is not evolving. It's exploiting fear. When honesty is risky and shrinking is rewarded, self-destruction starts looking like success. The lesson is simple but uncomfortable. Real health can't be rushed, and self-worth shouldn't be negotiated for applause. Before we copy what we see online, we have to question what it's costing them behind the scenes. If this story made you think differently, like the video, subscribe, and join the conversation below. Because the real question remains, is Hollywood transforming bodies or destroying souls?